Hi, and welcome to Degree Planning the Big Picture. My name is Makenna, and I'm a Student Success Advisor at the BSSC Student Success Center. I first just wanted to start with a land acknowledgement. Dalhousie University is located in Mi'kmaq, the ancestral and unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq. We are all treaty people. We acknowledge the histories, contributions, and legacies of the African Nova Scotian people and communities who have been here for over 400 years. It is also important to note February is now nationally recognized as Black History Month to honor the legacy of Black Canadians and their communities. In Nova Scotia, the month of celebration and reflection has been known as African Heritage Month since 1996. An email was sent out to the entire Dalhousie community on January 31st with ways to engage, reflect, and grow. Let us use African Heritage Month as an opportunity to recommit to learn, reflect, celebrate the experiences and contributions of people from the African diaspora, far and near, and for continued action for a more equitable future. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the office where I work. The BSSC Student Success Center houses a team of student success advisors like myself who can work with you on goal setting, academic planning, resource navigation, and more. We primarily see students in arts, science, and first-year engineering. If you're not in one of those faculties and want to know who your faculty advisor is, you can find the list of advisors under Where to Go for Advising at dal.ca/advising. We also have a career services team that offers professional career advising and career counseling by appointment to help you with your career exploration and peer advising for supports with things like resume review, mock interviews, cover letter help, and more. Finally, we have Studying for Success, which is a great resource for all students. They host workshops almost every day of each term with topics pertaining to strategies for multiple choice testing, strategies for reading, essay writing, time management, motivation, note-taking, setting SMART goals, how to create a study plan, and more. There are also study coaches that can help talk to you one-on-one about study strategies that could be helpful for you, given what you want to work on, or go over any of the workshop topics. They also employ tutors who have taken and been successful in the specific Dalhousie courses that they tutor for. Tutoring is $20 an hour, and you can register for tutoring at dal.ca/sfs. So majors, double majors, minors, certificates, co-op, honors, so many options to customize your degree. You may have heard all of these terms, but what do they actually mean in practice? There are two main undergraduate degree types at Dalhousie, a 90 credit hour minor degree and a 120 credit hour major degree. Most one-term courses are billed at 3 credit hours. So if you divide 120 by 3, this shakes out to be around 40 courses for a 120 credit hour degree and 30 courses for a 90 credit hour degree. The minimum requirement for a 90 credit hour degree is that you graduate with one single minor. You can't double minor, unfortunately, it's just the one minor. The minimum requirement for a 120 credit hour major degree is that you graduate with at least one major. But there are so many other ways to customize your 120 credit hour degree. You can add a second major, you can major in minor, you can add a certificate, you can apply to complete an honors program later in your degree. Your degree is really what you make it, and you have so many options. But that can also be overwhelming. So in this presentation, I hope that you gain at least a high-level understanding of what these opportunities and options are so that you can start thinking about how to customize your degree to best suit your overall goals. So what is a major? Majors are typically reserved for arts and science students. It's the subject that you specialize in and the subject you complete the majority of your advanced classes in. For art students, majors usually take up between 36 to 54 credit hours of your 120 credit hour degree. And for science students, this is usually 42 credit hours to 60 credit hours of your 120. So generally your major is the subject you devote a third to half of your total credit hours to. Major courses only start at the 2000 level or higher. So while many majors have 1000 level prerequisite courses or required courses, the courses that make up the total of your major hours start at the 2000 level. These are considered advanced hours. For all arts and science students completing a 120 credit hour degree, you need at least 72 credit hours of advanced hours or 2000 level or above. And you're allowed up to 48 credit hours of 1000 levels or introductory survey courses. It's okay to take more than 72 credit hours at the 2000 level or higher, but you want to make sure you're not taking too many 1000 level courses. Otherwise, you'll still need at least 72 credit hours of 2000 level plus courses to graduate. This could extend the amount of time that you take to complete your degree. You can find the different requirements for each major program in the academic calendar at dal.ca/academic calendar. In another session that's posted on the website, one of my colleagues, Tyler Hall, goes through how to navigate the academic calendar so you can learn where to find these requirements and check out all of your options. Or you can, of course, meet with your advisor and we can go over the different program requirements with you. So now that we've gone over a single major, what does double majoring mean? A double major is simply specializing 2 subjects instead of 1. A question I get a lot is if you do a double major, do you have to be in school for longer or do more than 120 credit hours? And the answer is no. You are still completing a 120 credit hour degree, but you're splitting your time between 2 subjects. Generally, this breaks down to taking at least 30 to 48 credit hours in each subject or 60 to 84 credit hours between both subjects. So where you would have completed 36 to 60 credit hours in a single major, you're just taking less of each major to be able to fit in both subjects. And that works out to be a half to 2/3 of your total 120 credit hours. Double majoring is a great way to customize your degree in a unique way and fully explore multiple interests you may have. Pursuing 2 majors may mean also taking more major courses each term instead of a balance of electives, and may require more advanced planning. But your advisor can help you plan out your terms in a way that works best for you and helps you to achieve your academic goals. So what does minoring mean? Okay, so maybe you are interested in gaining some expertise in 2 different subject areas, or you want to make your degree a little bit more unique, but you don't want to commit to a second major. A minor is a good option for this and is smaller than a major. The requirements are usually 18 to 27 credit hours in a subject or area. You can find a list of minors on the academic calendar. Some programs allow minors and others don't. The calendar will tell you if a minor can be combined with your program or if it's not. Generally, most arts and science minors can be combined with a 120 credit hour arts or science degree program. There are a few reasons I might recommend a student chooses to do a minor in conjunction with their major. It can be a great way to use your electives if you're having a hard time finding courses that you want to take as electives. Sometimes you actually end up organically minoring in something by accident at the end of your degree because you just happen to really like philosophy courses and you ended up taking 18 credit hours in philosophy just because you were drawn to those courses. Or maybe you go see your advisor and they notice that you've already taken 4 to 5 courses in psychology. So if you take 1 to 2 more, you will have a minor. This is another reason to go see your advisor because we often pick up on those things. So again, minors and majors start at the 2000 level or higher, so you need to keep that in mind when factoring in your minor that your 18 to 27 credit hours are going to be at the 2000 level or higher. Some minors have specific requirements, so it's always good to check the academic calendar just to see what those are. Minors can also be good for your future career. Maybe you didn't want to complete a commerce degree because you had a greater interest in another subject, but hope to own your own business someday. A minor in business or management can help you build those essential skills into your degree to help you eventually realize that dream. We also touched on the 90 credit hour degree minor option earlier. This is where instead of doing a major, you only do 1 minor. This option is available to students in a BSc or a BA. Not all subjects can be done as 90 credit hour minor, but you can find all eligible arts and science subjects in the academic calendar. With a 90 credit hour degree, you still have to complete all the general degree requirements specific to arts or science. The rest of your credit hours are comprised of your minor subject and anything left over are electives. So what are some other ways that you can customize your degree? Some other ways of making your degree your own is adding a co-op or a certificate or completing an honors project later in your degree. Also, not all opportunities can be found in the classroom either. You can look at summer jobs, internships that could help you build your resume and skill set while completing your degree. You could pursue volunteer opportunities, join a society, or participate in research projects in your department. These types of opportunities add a practical component to your degree and allow you to put what you're learning in the classroom into practice. You develop additional skills through these learning opportunities that you can add to your resume, and it helps you prepare yourself for the job market when you finish your degree. Co-op, unfortunately, isn't formally available in every program, but if it's not offered through your department, talk to your department advisors about opportunities that they might know of to add that practical component to your degree. The BSSC Student Success Center's Career Services team can also show you different resources you can use to find these opportunities for yourself. So once you've decided how you want to proceed with your degree and you know what your requirements are, you might be wondering how to plan everything out. So this is a simplified visual representation of a 120 credit hour degree with one single major. So now that we have an idea of how many courses are in a single major, about a third to half of your degree, you can see the remaining courses are used towards general degree requirements in the blue and electives in gray. So like we talked about earlier, that elective amount is really flexible depending on what your goals are. If you want to add a minor here, you can think about that gray space as being cut in half. Or if you want to do two majors, you would have less gray space and more orange space. So what's the best way to plan my term? A good way to break it down is look at your required courses that you still have left to complete and what order you have to take them in. Then you can determine how many electives you have left to use. That way you can see how you can best manage your terms in a way that sets you up for success and aligns with your goals. The key is balance, and maybe you have a particularly heavy course coming up and want to balance that course out with a few extra electives. Maybe that term you do less of your major courses and more electives. Then the next term you do more major courses and less electives. Balance doesn't necessarily mean an even split either. You can customize your terms to whatever makes the most sense for you. Sometimes that's taking more major courses and less electives. Sometimes that's taking less courses in general and bumping some of them to a summer term. It's completely up to you. There's no rule that you have to complete your degree in 4 years either. Students often take 4, 5, or 6 years to complete an undergraduate degree because the life of the student is complicated. Sometimes you have to work or other things come up in your life that need to take priority over taking 5 classes per term or 30 credit hours on average a year, and that's completely okay. And if it is important to you to graduate within 4 years, a good rule of thumb is that you should be averaging 30 credit hours a year in order to achieve this goal. So that might be, instead of taking 5 courses fall and winter each term, you do, 4 courses in the fall, 4 courses in the winter, and a couple courses in the summer. You can use that summer term as a buffer if you want to graduate within 4 years, but don't necessarily want to take a full course load every term. Your advisor can help you create a plan that works for you and helps to keep you on track to graduate within the time frame that you want. The common misconception that some students will have is with science courses, especially at the 2000 level, there are sometimes a large chunk of core courses. Marine biology is a great example of this. There are 8 required courses at the 2000 level for marine biology and 8 required courses at the 3000 level or above. If you break your terms down to courses, after your first 30 credit hours or first year, you have roughly 30 credit hours left, 30 classes left in your degree, If you take 8 of your required courses in your second year, 8 out of 16, that leaves you with 8 remaining courses to spread over your last 20 classes. If you're really front-loading your major, when you try to complete all of your 2000 level requirements in your second year. This is where your program advisors can be really helpful too. They can tell you what courses to prioritize so that you can shift accordingly to make life a little easier for yourself. Just because it's a 2000 level course doesn't mean you need to necessarily complete it in your second year. If all of your terms are looking like they might be a bit heavier, think about taking a course or 2 in the summer if you can and take less courses through the year. If you have a goal to graduate within a specific time frame, again, your advisor can be really helpful in determining how many courses you need to take per year to achieve that goal. So how do you keep track of your progress? There are a few ways to keep track of your progress and making sure that you're meeting your academic goals throughout the time you're in university. You can do this on your own by writing your degree audit. Your degree audit is basically your unique blueprint for your degree specifically. It shows you what requirements you have met and what you still have left to meet, and it updates every time you make changes like registering for courses. You can run other scenarios as well, like if you're contemplating doing a double major but don't know what that would look like and how that would change your trajectory and your requirements, and you can do that through this program. You have access to your degree audit anytime through Dal Online. When you log in, you just click on Web for Students and then click on Degree Audit Reporting System, then Run Audit. If you're in arts or science, your audit will be very general until you declare your major because it will only list the basic requirements or general degree requirements of your program. The degree audit is also a helpful tool for any of your advisors, as well as we can help you clarify anything that's unclear and confirm your progress when you come in and meet with us. Which brings me to the second important resource for tracking your project progress. Regular advising meetings are great to check in with it's great to check in with your advisor at least once per term, or at the very least every time you register for courses, just to confirm that you're meeting your individual goals and staying on track. So how do you declare your major? So we've talked a lot about your options. How do you actually declare what you want to do? So you do this through Dal Online. You go to Dal Online, you enter your NetID and password, you click on Web for Students, click on Student Records, click on Declare Your Major Minor Certificate, and click on Request to update your major minor declaration. So once you do this, you end up with a screen that looks like this. So most of your information will already be filled in for you, and you just have to put in the values that you want to declare. So if you're declaring one major, you just select the value under major one and then program either 120 credit hours program for the major, and then submit declaration. If you want to do two majors, same thing. You just put in major one, major two, and 120 credit hour degree program. If you're doing a minor, one single minor, you put in your minor and 90 credit hour program. Any of the fields that don't apply to you, you just leave blank. And once you submit, usually within a couple of days, the registrar's office updates your information and you'll be able to run that degree audit and your academic record will be updated as well. So thank you again for joining me today. And if you have any questions, you can always email advising@dal.ca or make an appointment with us. Thanks. Have a great day.